Oliver prevailed upon Mitchell to be permitted to accompany him on his next tour in the provinces. The two men set off on 23 April on a tour which was to last for Oliver for 23 days and which was to secure for him introductions to leading reformers in the main centers of the Midlands and the North. It was a splendid coup of espionage, and Sidmouth was well served by Oliver's reports. On 5 May, he reported attending a central delegate meeting at Wakefield, attended by men from Birmingham, Sheffield, Huddersfield, Barnsley, Leeds, and by Thomas Bacon for the North Midlands district. Large promises were made as to the number of men who would rise in its district. The date of the rising was planned for 26 May, and Oliver promised that London would be ready. Privately, he reported that it was a weak and impractical scheme, and that if it could be delayed, it would blow up of itself. But perhaps by a miscalculation, Mitchell had been arrested on 4 May, and Oliver proceeded as the London delegate on his own. By one account, Mitchell was traveling under an assumed name, dressed like a weaver in fustian clothes, and had an apron round him. Thereafter, an extraordinary situation existed, in which insurrectionary preparations were going forward in several districts, but in which the only London contact man who can be identified was a government agent. In London, Watson, Thistlewood, Preston, and Hooper were still awaiting trial for high treason for their part in the Spafields affair, and a conviction was generally expected. Some leading reformers were in hiding. Others had followed Cobbett to America. Still others were already in prison. Up to this point, matters seem clear enough. But from this point, the sources became heavily partisan. The reformers and Whig critics of government, such as Bennet in the House of Commons and Baines in the Leeds Mercury, were at pains to present every piece of evidence to show that Oliver was the main instigator and organizer of the events of 9 June. The authorities, on the other hand, alleged that Oliver's role was solely that of an informer,